one of my favorite dance festivals in New York City is the Battery Dance Festival, and it's held down on the in Battery Park City, whatever it is, Battery Park. And I'm envious because they have the most spectacular backdrop in the world. It is the water with the Statue of Liberty and boats going by. It happens in mid-August, mid to late August, I want to say, and it is a beautiful festival. It's like 5 or 6 or 7 days back to back, and it's free, which is my favorite price, free 99. And you just go there and get there earlier, and the earlier you get, the better seat that you get. And it was started, the festival, by a gentleman who I'm going to bring up on the stage in a second. His name is Jonathan Hollander, and I've told him before that his festival was the inspiration for my modest festival, in that it is free, in that it presents a variety of companies and dancers. And yeah, so Jonathan, you want to come say something now? Please, please. So, Jonathan is one of my presenting heroes, and he's a great guy that doesn't hurt. So,
Well, let's just say this is a great guy. And look at what he's brought here. This is beautiful. I mean, honestly, I've never been to this park, but when Greg reached out to us and said, hey, your festival inspired my festival, I'm like, I gotta love him, right? So tonight we have a very special program for you, including a world premiere. We wanted to give it in Greg's honor. And the first three pieces are really kind of a suite. You can follow it that way in the sense that Razvan Stoyan from Romania, Bucharest, Romania, we discovered him in 2013. And Greg knows that we run a lot of arts education programs around the world called Dancing to Connect. Razvan is the first dancer to actually participate as a young person in our Dancing to Connect workshops who actually became a member of the company. And these kind of relationships go two ways in the sense that we brought him to New York and we have fostered him, but he's brought us into a world that we didn't know before. And you're going to see contemporary dance infused with the ballroom sensibility that Razvan developed as a teenager as a prize-winning ballroom dancer in Romania and throughout Eastern Europe. So I'm not going to talk very much right now because there are pauses in between each piece, but let's bring on Razvan Stoyan and Jillian Linkowski in Iron Dove. And once again, thank you for this incredible opportunity. Razvan Stoyan, Jill Lankowski, and Iron Dove. Now, we made a very unusual choice of programming tonight. The next piece is called Icarus, and it's also choreographed by Razvan. And in this case, if you look very carefully, you're going to see some of the same movement vocabulary that you saw in the duet, organized and composed in a completely different way for different effect. So different music, 4 dancers, different costuming and different mood. But if you look very carefully, you're going to see some of the same elements, the ballroom elements, tango this time, but again in a contemporary sensibility. So again, 1993, Battery Dance in Bucharest, and then, no, what did I say? 2013, Battery Dance in Bucharest, and then different iterations of Razvan coming to New York, Battery going to Romania, ending up with us right here in this beautiful park in this gorgeous evening. I'm thinking about the pandemic that closed down the performing arts in New York City on March 13th, 2020. And to be here with you this evening in this kind of setting is remarkable. On the one hand, it feels totally normal, doesn't it? I mean, this is what we do in the summer in New York. We have outdoor performances. Right. But this is not what we could have done for the last 15 months. Just like the other dance companies and theater groups and music groups, we had to go online. Fortunately, we have a team at Battery Dance that was very nimble, and we created a TV station with 5 programs a day that opened on March 27th, 2020, and over the course of the year, with dance classes and performances from home and interviews, we had over 1,000 programs. Over 1,000 programs. If you're interested, thank you so much. If you're interested in seeing any of these things, we've archived them on the Battery Dance website. So there's ballroom classes, there's fitness classes, there's everything. All genres are there on the batterydance.org website under Battery Dance TV. So you're welcome. Everything was free, of course. Everything was a gift, and we got the gift back from 1.5 million digital views in 206 countries. International and local. Here we are local, and now let's welcome the company back for Icarus. So did you see choreography that was transformed into a quartet from a duet? Would you have seen it if I hadn't told you? No, this is one of the things that choreographers do. They reprocess material, they come at it from a different point of view, and usually the audience doesn't know, but I thought you should know this evening. So I want to share with you a little story that to me represents New York City at its best, and how if you sort of go out of your comfort zone, something different can happen. Across the street from Battery Dance in Lower Manhattan, a pop-up art gallery appeared. This was before the pandemic, unfortunately didn't make it. But I went into the gallery, I was looking at the art, and a gentleman started to talk to me, and he was kind of fascinating, and it turned out he lived in many countries and couldn't quite place his accent, but we struck up a conversation, and later on, much later, a year later, I saw him on Lower Broadway, and he said, you know, you need to come and see an art studio in the Bronx. Well, I thought, okay, you know. So I took a train up to the Bronx, and I went to a neighborhood I've never been in, just like this. This is my first time here, and I've been in New York since 1971. Shame on me. But anyway, I went to the Bronx near Bruckner Boulevard. Have you ever been there? Bruckner Boulevard in the Bronx? Yeah. It's kind of, I mean, it's out there. But what I found out is that there's a building full of art studios. So this is part of New York City, is the kind of revival and of different areas repurposing for the arts. So went into this art studio, and I saw some beautiful neoclassical painting, absolutely phenomenal work by an artist named Jaime Vasquez. Jaime Vasquez, worth looking out for. In the conversation, he said, I don't know how this came up, but I guess my love of music. He started talking about his aunt in Peru. And I said, well, you know, what's her name? Yma Sumac. Does that name ring a bell for anybody here? Yma Sumac. Well, Yma Sumac was regarded as the princess of the Incas. And she was a woman self-taught with a 4-octave range. And she became a diva in Hollywood. So we're talking 50s, the 60s. She went to the Soviet Union and she captivated the audience there, and they know their opera. So if she could make it in opera in the Soviet Union, you know that she had a super quality voice, which you are going to hear in a couple minutes. Because somehow or other, meeting Jaime, talking about his aunt, it just gave me the idea that maybe we should do something with Yma Sumac's music. So I came to Razvan and Jill, and I said, you know, I think this would be an incredible duet. They took me up on the challenge, and the result is the first performance tonight of Bomambo, Yma Sumac, with Jill Lenkowski and Razvan Stoyan. Major costume change happened here during my little story. You have to do what you have to do. And let's bring on Bomambo, which I want to dedicate to Greg Mays. Thank you.
Que llega al corazón corazón con amor. El lamento negro que va, es la danza para amar. Un momento que llega al corazón, mamá, con amor. El lamento negro que va, Oman es la danza para amar. Ay, el lamento que llega al corazón, Oman, con amor, con amor. Ómbala y el lamento negro que va, Oman es la danza para amar. Ay, el lamento que llega al corazón, con amor, con amor.
All right, all right, all right. In my next life, I'm going to dance like that gentleman did. So I just wanted to take a second and just really salute this man right here. You know, there are people who talk about inclusion and diversity, and it's just yap, 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 yap. And then there are people who live it. So, you know, when Jonathan said he met somebody in the art gallery across the street who said, come up to the Bronx, you know, go to the gallery on Brooklyn Boulevard, you know, most people would have just sort of, yeah, okay, I'll come up to the gallery and never pursue that. But not this man right here, because, you know, he knows and just celebrates humanity, you know, and appreciates the fact that it comes in different forms, in different bodies, and all of that. And that's why, you know, when you go down to the Battery Dance Festival, there's a South African company and a Peruvian company and a company from the Bronx. And it really is what makes the festival just such a fantastic festival. And that's all about my man Jonathan Hollander here and his openness and his celebration of humanity and people. So that's my tribute, man.
Thank you so much. You know, that's a perfect segue to the last item on our program, because it was choreographed by Theo Ndindwa from Cape Town, South Africa. And again, the same kind of out of the blue serendipity that we were on tour in South Africa. We did a national tour, which was the last hurrah of our dancer Bafana Matea, who was from Mamelodi Township outside of Pretoria. And I said to Bafana, before you leave this company, we're going to go to South Africa, and we managed to do it. And in Cape Town, we met the Akapa Dance Theater, and we found out that we had the same values. We had the same vision for a dance company that could really aspire to the heights artistically and at the same time be implanted in community. And first of all, another hand for Greg Mays and this wonderful dance festival. Really, what he's had to deal with, we won't go into the details, but just let's say that he didn't know the stage would be here a couple of weeks ago. It was supposed to be over there. So behind the scenes, other things happened, but I think flexibility, adaptability is what it's all about. And so Theo choreographed Observatory for the Battery Dance Company as part of coming to the United States as an Obama Fellow, a Mandela Fellow, with sponsorship from the U.S. Department of State. This is something we organized. We said, you're not going to go and meet President Obama and Michelle Obama in the White House and then go back to Cape Town. You're coming to New York to the Battery Dance Studios, and you're going to make a dance piece for us. And that's what you're going to see now, Observatory. Vive Kamsing Savath. Take a bow. Sarah Hausepian. Sarah Seeger in her first performance with Battery Dance. Jill Linkowski. And Sean Scantleberry in his 18th year with Battery Dance. That's a rare tenure. Thank you, Battery Dance. Let me give it over to Greg.